All right, Shalom. We want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakach Wadash. Yahweh is the true, holy, powerful, mighty name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai is the true, holy, powerful, mighty name of His only begotten Son, our Lord and our Savior. Rakach Wadash is the Holy Spirit that speaks through us, that allows us to rightly divide the word of truth and teach the word correctly and directly. The Thamash Nakabala Zakom Yishar Sharalig Double honest to the elders of Israel, being the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Shalom Wahab Labachia Shar Sharala, which is peace and love to the elect of Israel. Come back at y'all again with a lesson, Baruch HaKodash Ma'af and the Holy Spirit of Truth. And we don't have a specific topic, specific title of the video just yet. You know, we just bouncing topics back and forth, and just talking in the spirit for like the past hour.
It's a lesson in itself.
Yeah, it's a lesson in itself. So as far as I know, it's just gonna be a just push the button type of video, flowing in the spirit. Some of the topics, how about we just start off with that Psalms?
Yeah.
Unless you had something. Okay.
Well, I was just going to mention certain of the topics that we had, and then I was going to hit that Psalms anyway, so that's
Con.
But this is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and verse, I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, serve the Lord Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai with fear and rejoice with trembling. All right, and I was listening to the elder bro, in GMS, the Dallas camp, Arya Nesai.
Mm-hmm.
All right, his page is GMS in Rome, Space Alliance on Fire. Subscribe, be edified. But he did a lesson going into pretty much one of the things that's most pleasing to the Lord. And he was going into that fear of the Lord, and the Spirit's always on that elder to speak about that fear of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, man. And we got to have that, all right, because the fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. So we got to make sure that we're always examining, are we truly walking in the fear of the Lord? Are we truly trembling at His word? Trembling at His word is what? Making sure that we're applying these things, all right, making sure that we're really using these precepts and being molded to Him, not just reading these things and not trying to embody it. Like, nah, these scriptures aren't suggestions. Okay, this isn't just this is just some good advice, take it or don't take it. It's like, no, we have to be applying these things, man.
One thing that just came to my mind was Apostle Gabar used to always say, or still say, is I'd rather be feared than love. You know what I'm saying? Because love, you know what I'm saying, how you go off, do this and that, but when you fear someone, hey, you want to try to do the things that's pleasing, you know what I'm saying, as much as possible. You don't want to mess up. You don't want to, you're going to fear that you want to please, the Lord, A woman want to please their man because they fear, and instead of just love. Yeah, it's a reverence.
Yeah, this society really focuses on the emotional aspect of it, and that's crazy because in that chat GPT, so I had told the brothers that I had one of the topics I was thinking about was the modern woman versus the righteous woman, and just making a comparison between how the modern woman thinks compared to how our righteous foremothers thought, how they looked at family, how they looked at relationships and everything like that. And then something that came up in the chat GPT, I'll just bring out this one point out of this. Because what you just mentioned, you mentioned the fear, the love.
Yeah. Well, are you looking for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Love is something that's more subject to change than fear.
Yeah.
Love. I think it's Kanye. Yeah. Kanye said, first they love me, then they hate me, then they love me again. Love is something that's constantly. It's an emotion that changes more easier than fear. You know what I'm saying? If you scared of someone, you scared of that motherfucker, man. The only thing that would make you not scared of him is if this nigga did something that was like what? Like what? What is this nigga on? All right, motherfuckers feared Debo because he'll knock, or Worm. He once smoked a nigga for $50. All right, he had a reputation like he don't play that shit, so it garnered fear. All right, it's the Lord. Look how the Lord move. All right, He flooded the whole entire earth. That fear, and really love and fear is the same thing, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
When you read it through the scriptures, love in the Bible is what? The keeping of His commandments. Right. You keep His commandments because if you break them, He's going to punish you.
Yeah.
So you fear the punishment. Therefore, they tie in together. But under Esau society, he watered down words. He brought up new definitions, and that's a part of his spells. That's a part of his witchcraft. All right, but did you find what you was looking for?
Yeah, so I'm gonna just bring out two of these points. All right, it says so ancient Hebrew biblical perspective.
And where are you getting this from?
So I'm grabbing this from the chat GPT. I asked, what are the contrasts between the modern woman's mentality towards marriage, relationships, family, and gender roles in comparison to women in the Bible and ancient Hebrew culture? So this point is just going into marriage, right? It says ancient Hebrew biblical perspective, and I'm just grabbing the point out of it. It says romantic love existed as far as now. We know that romance really goes back to Rome. All right, and so they're really speaking about the emotional aspect of it, right? So emotions are tied into it, but that's not the end all be all.
It's not the primary reason of a marriage. The primary reason of a marriage isn't to have fun and these bitches be like, oh, I want my man to be my best friend. I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm your man. I'm your husband. I'm your leader. I'm your Lord. I'm not here to be your best. You can get a second. You can get a sister wife for that. You know what I'm saying? You want a friend. I'm here to lead. I'm here to rule. All right. I'm the king. Okay. Their perspective of a relationship all is dictated off of Esau. What Esau fed to them, going back to what? Rome. You're not romantic. You're right. I'm not here to be, and there's nothing wrong with, you know what I'm saying, doing something with your woman. That's not what we're saying. All right, but that's not the center of the centerpiece of a relationship, man. Yep. All right, but go ahead.
It says romantic love existed. Song of Solomon, they use that as a reference. You know, you can see the dialogue in the different allegories that was being used in Songs of Solomon, man. You know, where you see that the affection, you know, and everything like that. But it says, but it was not the foundation for marriage. All right, so that wasn't the foundation, just an emotional aspect of it. All right, you know, the emotional aspect wasn't the foundation of a marriage, right? So that was the ancient woman's perspective in understanding that. Okay, but now women are just focused on how they feel. When your feelings and emotions, they change.
They're fleeting.
Every single day you might wake up happy, and the next day you wake up sad. And so if you base your existence or the way that you move just based off of your feelings and your emotions, you're going to be all over the place. And that's why these women are all over the place, man. You know, that's just a part of it, because it's too much of an emphasis on how you feel as opposed to your duty and your responsibility and taking care of that, man. Like, you got a lot of women now, see, at a certain point, women, it didn't matter how they felt. They were going to make sure that their children were fed, right? They're going to make sure that they're taking care of their responsibilities regardless of how they felt, all right? Making sure food is on the table regardless of how they felt. Now, women, they'll get to feeling some type of way. Now the man don't eat, all right? Now
all their duties
just go out the window, right? And you could look at it with how we are with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, our husband, all right? How many weeks did you not feel like going out to the highways and byways? But your ass was out there on the highways and byways, even if it was cold, even if it was raining, even if it was this and that and the third. You know, it says many waters, and I'll apply that in the spirit. The waters mean the affliction. In the book of Songs of Solomon, the last chapter says many waters cannot quench love, right? So if we truly love the Lord, then these different afflictions and so on and so forth, it's not going to stop us from showing our love, which is our obedience to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. A woman is supposed to have that mentality. You know, I may feel this way, I may feel that way, but I'm going to continue to do my job, do my duty, play my role, all right, that I'm supposed to, man, regardless of those feelings and emotions. A lot of women, they have a mentality of, I'm not going to do these certain things unless I feel a certain type of way.
Now you're not getting a lunch.
Yeah, we don't operate like that with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right?
Yeah, we can't allow conditions or situations to change, you know what I'm saying, serving the Lord. So it's the same with a woman. You know, a situation or condition should not, or you any emotions or any of those things should not change your duties as a woman. And I'm saying, and even us serving the Lord, man, it's all order, man. The way we serve the Lord is how he already gave us the blueprint on how to serve him, you know. And same with men, you give your woman the blueprint, and that they know it, so they should apply it.
Get on program.
Yep.
Correct yourself or wreck yourself.
It's like just because you are mad doesn't mean that you're not gonna make no food. That's like if the man's mad, that means I'm not gonna pay no bills. What sense does that make? All right, you could be praying to the Lord for this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third don't come. That means what? You about to go not serve him no more. You're not gonna worship him no more. You're not gonna go out on them highways and byways. But these women had a mentality of, oh, you didn't give me what I want, so now I get to neglect all my duties. But anyways, proceed.
Yeah, it says, man, there was actually a lot on this, but I just want to grab one more point though. It says, so these are key assumptions of a modern woman's mentality. All right. It says, every person. Salakia. Let me scroll up. Get this point.
Modern woman, boy, is fucked.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tragic, man. We was talking about that before. You know how much of a tragedy it is. You said you got a precept.
Yeah, I got a precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to finish your point? Or?
No.
Okay. This is 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, "For after this manner in the old time, right, the ancient women, okay, in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, adorn themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands." Now these words, bro, these type of words, subjection, obedience, submission, these words get these women tweaking. They start to
crash out,
eye twitching. All right, just get to malfunctioning.
Submit, boy, like what?
Yeah.
So you want me to be your slave? Well, technically, that's what a woman is, sweetheart. When you look up the definition of the word, the etymology of the word woman, it's a female servant.
Yeah,
so I want you to be a woman, and what a woman is a servant.
And we're not going to sugarcoat these things. We're just going to tell you how it is, because those women that are seeking to please the Lord, all right, they're going to submit to these things, all right. Anybody that's offended, then it's not for you, all right, to ultimately get salvation, or you need to get over it, all right. Pray to the Lord to get over these different emotions and everything like that, because that's just, that's the order that the Lord has set up. And those women that are going to be in that order, all right, they're going to be delivered, man. They're going to be paired up with men of the Lord, all right. They're going to be in, delivered, man. But anybody else that has an issue with the Lord, what does it say? Luke 19:27. Those mine enemies that would not that I should reign over them,
bring them hither
and slay them before me.
Them women ain't you. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you're exempt from these things. So if you have an issue with the order that the Lord has set up, if you have an issue with
his program,
then he looks at you as an enemy. And what is his attitude towards his enemies? Put him down.
Decapitate.
So a lot of women are going to get put down in these evil days to come because they don't want to get with the program that the Lord has set up. They're looked at as an enemy. That's why it says, "She that is mine enemy shall see it. Yeah. Shame shall cover her. She shall be trodden down as the mire in the streets," man. But you got it.
So this is the online etymonline.com. Just looked up the word woman. It says, I'm gonna get straight to the point. You see it, I got it highlighted. Female servant. All right, female servant. That's what a woman is. That's what a wife is. All right, we can go to the Bible definition. It says that he gave Eve to Adam for what? What was her purpose? To be a helpmeet unto Adam. To be a servant. Look up the word. Well, let's look up the word help real quick. All right.
While you get that, can I get this real quick? In Genesis 3:16, it says, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." Showing you that the husband is going to rule over the woman, and the woman should have the desire to please her man, her husband. Yeah.
I mean, and you could see, if you're a woman's real with herself, all right, you could see how your decision making has been terrible. Your decision making has led you to being with all these different men. All right.
Your decision making led to the death. All right, led to us getting kicked out the garden. Led to us not being immortal anymore. Right. That's what your decision making got us. It says, through her we all, of the woman became the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. That's where your decision making got everybody. Like, look what you done did. All right, and then like the brother's going into now, look what your decision. You're in all type of debt over a damn fashion degree. Now you're in all type of debt over a liberal arts degree. You went to college just to say you went to college. You got some bullshit ass degree that you're not gonna make you any money, and you're all type of debt over it. Now your own decisions got you with 2 baby daddies and no dads. How you got children and no dads around, no fathers around? That was off of your decision making. All right. and then you expecting some simple ass nigga to come around and take care of them children. Save the day. This is off of your decision making. All right, and even us as men, I don't want to make. Look, we lean on the Lord. All right, to make our decisions. It says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct thy paths, man. So we lean on our head to guide us and to direct us, and it's the same thing that a woman should be doing. But
yeah, it's like, look, we ask, look, you tell us what to do, all right. You tell us what to do, and that's what we gonna do. That's our mentality, man.
Yeah.
What
the Lord says goes. Would you finish on that?
Kind of.
I'm gonna finish on this 1 Peter, and then we can go back to what you got. This is 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 6. It says, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with amazement. So Sarah called Abraham her Lord, man, showing you the reverence that she had for him, showing you the respect that she had for him, showing you that she knew that she was lower than him, that she was beneath him, that he's the ruler, that he calls the shots. She's supposed to be behind the scenes. She's supposed to be behind him and follow him whithersoever he go. Just like how we behind the Lord following him whithersoever he go.
The woman is the weaker vessel, man. But these women want to be equal or above the man. That's out of order, man. All things should be done decently and in order. And that's not the order. The order is the father, the son, the man, the woman, and then the children. But you got it.
Yeah. I'll read the first part in the Amplified version. It says, just as Sarah obeyed Abraham, following him and having regard for him as head of their house, calling him Lord. All right. The head of the house. That's where Abba comes from. All right. Abba. You look at the it looks like an ox head. All right. Ba's Bayath. Okay. The strong head of the house. Bayath it means house. All right. But go ahead. Your call.
Yep. So this is just a real quick point as far as the ancient Hebrew biblical perspective, relationships and dating. No dating culture existed. All right. So there was this all right, I'm with this man, and then, you know what? I think I'm gonna go play the field or figure it out. I think I might like this person better.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
That's disgusting.
That's not even
that just made me think of that barber. He teaching his daughters to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Play the field.
Don't be a harlot. Yeah. Now you're defiling yourself. It's like, bro,
it's gross.
That's really that shit is terrible, man.
Yeah, dating is a euphemism for fucking, cause that's all you're doing. You're just fucking. He probably take you out on y'all go to an arcade or watch a movie, but there's no commitment behind it. All right, there's no long-term goals behind it. Y'all just vibing. And that's what these women is about. Oh, I just want to vibe. All right, and then, she done vibe so much, she got all these children and no fathers in their lives. All right, or they had all type of abortions or been popped and, popped and dropped so many different times just off of having that mentality of just vibing.
Yeah, you've destroyed yourself through over much liberty.
Yep.
Esau's giving you liberty to do whatever. The man doesn't have to be there and whatnot. And now you've destroyed yourself, man.
Yeah, it goes back to sexual liberation in the 60s, all right, where they was taking sex away from marriage and that unity, and they made it more recreational to where women can just lay around. And no, that's not what sex was created for. All right. It wasn't. Dating is not a part of our culture. That's not a part of Israel. Well, even back in the ancient days, we wasn't just dating around. No, it's like, look, I want your daughter. I'm about to marry. If you laying down with her, if you taking that hymen, you better put a diamond on it, which is, not literally put the diamond on, but meaning what? You have to marry her. You have to take care. She's your wife now. You have to deal with her forever, not just some one night. We wasn't having one night stands and shit. That wasn't a part of Israelite culture,
Yep. It says family and children, ancient Hebrew biblical perspective, family, central identity and purpose. Children were seen as a blessing, legacy, and security in old age.
Children were seen as a blessing, and nowadays it's looked at as a curse.
Yeah.
These women are, aborting their children.
Yeah.
These women
That's
they don't even take, the baby comes out, this bitch, soon as the baby is 8 hours old, she's in the club, and the baby is dropped off at the goddamn, at granny's house.
Could you grab that in Exodus? Thou shalt not cast thy young.
Yeah.
And then you could look up that word cast, But yeah, man, and even in today's society, because of how these women are indoctrinated, they'll rather choose a career path and then try and settle down later on when they're in their 30s and their 40s and everything like that. Women weren't sitting around unmarried, all right, not joined to a man in their 30s and 40s. The big bro Mathathia did a lesson, and he went into the Chat GPT, and his lesson was entitled "We're Not Ashamed of Our Ancient Culture or Customs," roughly paraphrasing the title. And he had went into the Chat GPT, how they even said that it was pretty much non-existent, or it was impossible, for a woman in her 20s to be single in her father's house, or single period. The way that the structure of our households, women were being given off already at an early age, man. Okay? They weren't sitting here 18, 19, 20, 21. She's still playing the field. She done been with all these different dudes, or, you go off to college. Oh my goodness, man.
College is a freak show.
The first year, these women there, and I'm gonna be generous. All right, these women usually go through about like 10 men.
That's very generous, because there's this woman that I knew in high school, and she told me this straight up. She said in high school she dealt with one man in high school. After her first year of college, she said she picked up 10 bodies.
Yeah.
So this is a woman that was so-called modest. She was she even said, like, I was more reserved. I only had one boyfriend that I dealt with in high school. But when I got to college, I picked up 10 bodies. But that's not, and a woman in high school, majority of them have way more than one body already. We know this.
Yep. And that's why I even mentioned that as an example, because the woman I was thinking about, she was considered modest. But in her first year, just went through all these dudes, man. All right, and that's
and that destroyed her brain after that, too.
Destroyed her brain. All right,
literally, now she got all type of nut in her brain. But even just being, ghosted, a woman's not built like that. A woman's not built to just have a bunch of biologically. She's not able to sustain that type of environment of just different men constantly going in and out of her.
Well, even then, I remember growing up, high school, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. Like, if you slept with a chick, she'll be like, well, what are we?
So what are we? If she don't say that, she
has
a hoe.
An expectation of okay,
we're together now.
We're together. Women in this time, which shows you how quickly shit changes and how much pollution in the indoctrination is being out there. Women in this time, they'll lay down and they'll just think to hop to the next. They're not even trying to sit there and actually have you court them. Like, I want to go to the next.
Her goal was to just have a one night stand.
Yeah,
that was her goal for the night.
She wanted to try it out, and then let me go try somebody else. Let me go. That's actually their mentality, and that's a sickness, man.
Yeah.
For a woman to think and reason that way, for her to not even value herself to that point to where she's giving herself off to other men.
Her body.
Like the fact that she wants to give herself to other men, Yeah. That's an issue. That's a sickness.
I got a precept. This is 1 Timothy 5:14. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
Now check this out. Like we was talking about before the camera came on, and we were talking about the time and effort and energy that the woman puts into her job, that she puts into her career, right? She does all of that, right? But then she'll come home and she doesn't have that type of mind or give that type of effort and energy to the household. Now imagine if these women that, like you had mentioned, man, certain women, they getting overtime, 16 hours doing this and that and the third. Imagine that energy, instead of it being pushed into Esau Edom and his job and his career, imagine that being put into the household. That's how our women operated. Their career, all right, their occupation was the household. Okay, the scripture says in the book of Sirach, it talks about the beauty of a woman that has her house well ordered, roughly paraphrasing that in the book of Sirach, I'll grab it in a second, but a woman is supposed to have a mind to order the house according to the standard that the father, the husband has in that household, and push that forward. But she'll still do that for Esau, Edom. She'll go to the job, she'll go to college and do hours of studying,
fucking working
hours
hard.
of damn school and this and that and the third to go and fit herself in a career that's not to benefit just her household. But in the kingdom, our woman's mind is going to be to just forwarding, the household and what we got going on, and they're going to enjoy it. So they go to the job and they do this. You're going to enjoy doing that for the house, and you're not going to look at it like you'll sit there and be like, "Oh, am I a slave being under subjection?" Well, your ass go to work and be a slave.
Yeah,
you're a slave when you go to work. All right, damn nurses, you're a damn slave. All right, these women that got all these different jobs, you're a slave at that job. All right, you don't look at your boss. I'm not a slave and this and that and the third.
You wear what he tell you to wear. All right, you taking care of other people's babies.
Right.
In the NICU and shit.
Oh yeah.
But let's make sure we keep in these precepts.
Yep.
I was gonna read this Proverbs 31, but that's a whole. It says the description of a worthy woman. I'll just read a little bit. Proverbs 31:10. It says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." And there's not virtuous women in America. All right, it says that America is the mother of harlots in the book of Revelations. That's what this place is called. All right, but when you go into this, I'll read a couple verses. It says, "The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands." See, these women think that, they're supposed to just live this dainty ass life and where they just sit on their ass and do nothing, look pretty on the couch. No, virtuous woman, she's a hard worker within her house. All right, she's not just some someone that's in there just living rent free. Like you got to earn your keep one way or another. It's transactional to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Just that's why when in the ancient days you would pay a dowry to the father, because she was a prominent role within her father's house. She had duties, and now that you're taking her out of my house, those duties have to be dispersed elsewhere, man. So you're gonna have to compensate me.
He lost a servant.
So you're gonna have to compensate me if you want my daughter.
Yep. See,
all right?
Children were being raised in that household to be servants. All right, to help forward whatever the father had going on. If he had cattle, it's a spirit. Because I was talking to this Northern Kingdom dude, and he owns a restaurant and everything like that. He's got a couple acres, and he's got a farm. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up, man. You got workers on your farm and everything like that." He was like, "Well, I got 2 of my daughters. All right, they take care of the horses. I got one of my sons. He takes care of this and that and the third. So his house is taking care of the land." Well, children were being raised up to serve. So they were servants in the household. So then now that servant is going to be transferred from the father's house to now she's a servant to this man and his household, and forwarding that.
Yeah, and even in modern marriage, you see what? The father walked down his daughter down the aisle and he hands off the daughter to the husband. Mm-hmm. All right, that's a business, a transaction. Like, look, she's yours now.
Yep.
I'll read a little bit more.
Yeah, and I got one for you.
It says, "She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night."
Bro, this is Salakia, real quick. Now, this is the spirit, right? Now, Apostle Sar is doing a lesson right now, or he's got it premiering. And the title is, "Our Women Can't Function Without an Israelite Man, Real Talk."
And
that's the spirit.
That's heavy.
That's the spirit.
And that's the spirit, because I was just thinking about the video that Apostle Tahar was doing a couple of days ago. The video that you put in put the small clip in it. Yeah. So it was about them Genesis niggas. They was fucking argument Coliseum or whatever it was called, debate Titans or whatever. So a woman came on, an Israelite woman, she came on. Her name was Queen Neptali. Supposedly she has a man. All right. And this bitch is on the phone with Deacon Akah trying to debate about the Babylonians being Amorites or something, bro. She sounded so the Amorites are Babylonians and they
really
rule.
to the husband.
Bro, she has a husband somewhere. This nigga's being neglected. She's fucking arguing. She's making a dumbass argument with fucking Deacon Akah and Hassad. All right, brother Hassad, no horseradish Hassad. All right, she's on the phone arguing with them. Okay, meanwhile she has a whole husband, bro, and I'm sitting there like, where is this broad's man at? She's on this bitch clearly has too much time, and she can't answer. She's so stupid, Ak. She was so dumb. She was saying the dumbest shit. She thought she was on to something. But what made it worse is like this is somebody's wife online arguing in front of a bunch of people with a man that's already out of order, even if she was single. But how much more you got a husband? All right, and I was based off of Apostle. I was literally thinking about that, and then you said Apostle Tahar is doing a video on that. All right, they're dysfunctional without the guidance of a man because they're outside of their role.
I mean, it's just like with us. Without Yahweh Shai, bro, we were through.
Lost.
All right, we were through out here. Congregation of the dead. We was out there destroying ourselves. Our decision making was terrible. You know what I'm saying? We put ourselves in a bad situation, leaning upon ourselves. And it wasn't until we got with Yahweh Shai, all right, became obedient to him through this word, through this doctrine, to where we began being healed.
Growing.
We began to grow. All right, we began to be
Elevate.
in a better order. We began to elevate, right? So when we submitted to Yahweh Shai, things got better.
Prosper.
All right, we began to, we got it, you know? So it's the same thing when a woman finally clicks in her head, like, no, I'm just going to submit. All right, just like with us. Once you throw away all the shit that you used to think, and well, I used to think like this, now you got to be born again. You got to become a new creature. When you do that, then that's when the Lord starts dealing. You know what I'm saying? Right? But when you want to hold on to what you think and what you know and so on and so forth, as opposed to submitting, that's when it's an issue. And people like that is getting rejected, man. All right? People that don't want to submit to Yahweh Shai, men, women, all right, they're all getting rejected, man. The Lord is only taking those that are on his side, that are with his program, man. But so, like, you was going to say something, Pops?
No, it was pretty much what you were saying, though. Yeah, the Lord about to stiff arming disobedience and those that don't want to, you know, comply and be in subjection unto him, man. Mm-hmm. You know, but it was a point I was going to make. But it escaped me, though. But
I'll quickly finish on this. This is Proverbs chapter 31. Verse 14, she is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maids. And I witnessed this with my mother's mother. She wouldn't sit down. Like, if we was all over there, like all her children and her children's children, and when my grandfather was alive, she would be the last one to sit down. She would make me personally my own meal. Like, I wasn't eating what the hell they was eating. As a shorty, I wasn't eating. She would make sure that everybody's fed and eating what they want to eat, bro. Like,
when a woman is raised up like that, they enjoy. Go ahead. That's the spirit.
You have to be taught these things.
Yeah.
Man. And these women nowadays, they haven't been taught these things because their own mama was a slut or wasn't cooking and cleaning.
She wasn't a mother
to the man. Yep. Belittling him and this and that.
All type of men in and out the house.
Yeah. And then she didn't see.
In the proverb, it says, "As is the mother, so is the daughter." Yeah. You know, like mother, like daughter. That's in the book of Ezekiel. Yeah. You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. She can only do, like Yahweh Shai said, I can only do what I've seen of my father. Yeah. The daughter, she can only do what she has seen of her mother.
And once again, and that's not an excuse to just be out of order.
Yeah,
because
you're grown now.
We all grew up in Babylon. Like, come on now. Like, women, men.
No excuse now.
It's time to correct.
We all grew up in fucking Babylon. All right, you ain't know how to cook. You ain't know how to clean. You know, you ain't know how to take care of a man. You know what I'm saying? You now you gotta learn that shit.
Take a class, get a cookbook.
Now you need to have your mind set on these things. All that energy you put into your college career, all them hours you put in studying, reading a damn dumbass book. With a damn job that you don't even work at in that field, you put in all that effort and energy into that. Now put in effort and energy actually learning how to be a woman,
how to be who you're supposed to be.
Look at how much effort and energy we put into reading the scriptures. We put into studying.
Dedicated.
You know, we be dedicated to being. I'm gonna put it like this, since we're talking about the wife, dedicated into being a good wife
for the Lord.
our Lord, Yahweh Shai.
To be
What is he
accepted.
like? What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to operate like this and that and the third. All right. Well, I need to be under subjection. Let me learn these things now.
I'm
So that's
praying
not an
for
excuse.
it.
And that's the
I'm
thing.
praying for
I'm
it.
seeking that.
Desiring it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You got more than that, right?
Nah.
Okay, well, I'll read this in Sirach.
But this is
26.
let's just say this real quick on Queen Naphtali and women like her. This is the chapter that you should be reading. Why are you trying to break down who the Babylonians are? You sound crazy. Read Proverbs 31. Read Sirach 36. Read these chapters on, that 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter that we read, the chapters concerning who you're supposed to be.
Your role. Yeah.
Your role, what's going to make you better. You're trying to break down ancient civilizations and you just sound fucking crazy trying to do it.
You women are just fighting against yourself, man. You're really fighting against yourself.
Yeah, they are.
You know, you not being under subjection to a man, you fighting against that. Look at the estate of these women, man. Apostle Tar had mentioned it in a lesson maybe last week. He was like, really, these women, it's not really natural for them to be rebellious the way that they are. All right, that's Esau that's been putting it in their head. Because you'll notice it, like, you'll have a woman, you might be dealing with her. She might be bugged out to a certain degree. All right, they got different levels of bugged outness, But then it's like when she sees that you're satisfied when it's something that she cooked, you know what I'm saying? Or she does something and you're delighted in it. She actually takes delight in it. Like, you can see that, like, she's like, okay, like, oh, I actually want to make that meal for him because he likes that. Or I like
Fulfillment.
They have a fulfillment. But then they so bugged out with what Esau's taught them, they try not to submit
start fighting
to it.
against it,
You end up fighting against yourself. But a woman, when she's raised up to serve and everything like that, she delights in serving. All right? A woman naturally is supposed to delight in serving.
Yeah, it's not a burden. You know what I'm saying? It's a desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a burden. It's not where they don't want to do it. They want to do it.
Yeah.
Because they know that it pleased their man.
Yeah.
Like we want to do the things that please the Lord.
Yeah.
They
They feel off if they're not doing it.
Yeah, you don't feel fulfillment. That's why these women are bugged out in these careers, 40 years old, and they feel they've done
Empty.
everything that Esau told them to do.
Depressed.
They waited to have children. They waited till they were 30, 40 years old, got settled in a career, and they're unfulfilled.
On medication.
All right, they done been with all these different men, and they're still not happy. But then you got these women, all right, that are younger, that then already got married, that's with a man, is settled down with him, and they try and make them, she's a pick-me, and she's happier because she's fulfilling her purpose as being a mother, and that's what this Chat GPT is going to go into as well. But I'll hit this precept first.
Yep.
All right, Sirach chapter 26 and verse
It's the spirit.
13. Really, we could start up, but I'll just get to 13. It says, the grace of a wife...
We start at 10. Bible
Okay,
Bashar.
it says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
Women aren't supposed to have the liberty that they have in this society, man. They're supposed to be kept in straitly. They're supposed to have strict, rules. I remember even when I was a teenager, there were certain things that I could do that my sisters couldn't do. Like, the fuck? We're different. Well, how come he can do it? I'm a man. You're a girl. It's like, it's two different. You raise your children differently. All right, we're two different genders. We have two different roles. There's certain things that I can do. There's certain things that you cannot do. All right, but go ahead.
It says, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain and drink of every water near her. And this is what we see happen. All right, these women that have not been kept in straitly, when they're not under those strict guidelines. All right, what happens? They go out here and they abuse themselves, and they what?
Whole phase.
Yep, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. So she's gonna be loose.
Getting
all right.
ran through.
Yeah, she's gonna be, and she'll think of her. Well, I actually like him. All right, she lay down with him. Then, I actually like him now. I actually like him. Oh, he made me laugh. I'm going to lay with him. Oh, he's kind of cute. I'm going to lay with him. All right. Oh, you know what, man? They will lay with anybody for any reason. The nigga said a good joke. All right. And now she's
like his
busting it
shoes.
open. All right.
Right.
Or don't even add that. This is without even adding alcohol. All right. She busting it open over the nigga laughing. She didn't even have one margarita yet. She had one margarita and she's busting it open. For real.
That shit's a turn
like
off.
this is real talk. We all nigga. We're all people. Okay, we have experience.
We're humans.
Like, no, because Jake be acting like, even with the whole marriageable age shit, man. Like, come on, bro. We done all been in middle school and high school. Bro, you knew shorties that was busting it open.
Them same, well, some of them probably didn't, but a lot of them niggas was getting some coochie in that age.
I remember being mad because being in middle school, this shorty she's hooking up with the damn high school nigga.
She's getting picked up.
She's getting picked up.
But what the fuck? This
and
nigga got a car.
She's 13,
She's
14.
13. She's the one that's built. She's the one, there was certain women in 8th grade, they was built like grown ass women.
Come on now.
Those same women had grown men picking them up. That wasn't they daddy.
Right.
Wasn't they uncle. Wasn't they cousin. Even the teachers goddamn knew.
Bro, we in damn 6th grade, 7th grade. The girls is all talking. Ooh, you seen Mr. Corey? The damn PE teacher.
Fucking Jim.
Oh, he's so cute. You like, man, come on, this nigga old
fucking
as hell,
security.
Like,
Yeah. I remember in high school.
He walking by and shit. Hey, Mr.
Flirting
Corey.
with him.
He got a.
This nigga got a whistle.
How's it going, girls? Y'all doing all right?
He got a whistle.
He's trying to brush it off because they being weird. But that's just naturally how the Lord set it up. Like, that's why the scripture says in the book of Sirach, it talks about a woman in ripe age. Why does it say that? All right. What is a ripe age for a woman? Well, when she 23. Like, bro, shut your ass up. Like, these niggas act like they haven't had life. Like, this is what happens, and this is what was outlined in the scriptures. The Lord set it up that way, but
our grandparents, you know what I'm saying, and
were married.
At an early age.
Yeah.
13.
Married at 13,
14,
yeah.
And stuff like that, man. So.
Yeah, your grandma was 14. Your grandfather was 10 years older, 15 years older than her.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, man. But I'll read that in the GNT real quick. This is Sirach 26 and verse 12. She'll spread her legs anywhere for any man who wants her, just as a thirsty traveler will drink whatever water is available.
See, that go back to how
Filthy.
You raise your kids, man. You raise your daughter, like you saying, you raise your daughter different than your son. Because with your daughter, you got to worry about 100 rods. With your son, it's just one rod. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, and going back to the example that you had mentioned about the chick that was considered modest in high school, this is why you still need these guidelines, because obviously she was raised up to like, nah, don't be messing around with these dudes.
Yeah.
But she got 1 year.
She got that liberty.
Of not those strict measures being on her, she got outside of her father's house
and destroyed herself.
It took 1 year for even all that education she had her entire life of her father teaching her not to go sleep around, not to do this. I'm on your ass. She got 1 year of liberty and busted it open.
Yeah. Well, that was his problem. He should have never sent her to a damn college. She should have been getting married at that age. If she's leaving the house, she should not be going to live on her own. She should be going to live with her husband, who she's going to start a family with and be with. He's going to take care of her. They're going to have children, and they're going to be together for the rest of their lives, man. A lot of these men is raising their daughters up to go to college and get an education. No, you should be raising her up to be someone's wife, man, and looking for a suitable candidate, man. Okay, I got someone in mind that I want. I'm giving my daughter to. This was our ancient customs, man.
You just sent her off to get ran through.
That's fucked up.
You sent her off to get ran through.
That's filthy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many one night stands she done had, But this is your daughter. Nah, man, she wouldn't do that. Like, bro, come on now.
She's a dirty slut.
She done been slutted out now.
She done had trains. Remember, everybody know what dorm she living in, man.
She done got videos out on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you would think like, nah, she wouldn't do that. I raised her the right way. If she's not being kept in straightly, if she's not given over into a man, this is what happens. This is what the scriptures are saying. Straight
tell
up.
this nigga, like, sir, she's a hoe.
Sir.
I need to show you.
Your baby Penelope. Yeah, she done been busting
She's
open.
A thought, bro.
And that's why the scriptures tell us that this is why the order is set up to be that way that it is, man.
Yeah. Verse 13, it says, a gracious wife is her husband's delight.
You're in the GNT?
Yep. Verse 13, it says, her abilities make him a stronger man. These women don't have really no abilities to help you with anything. What do you bring? You ask the bitch, what does she bring to the table? I am the table. you're not that smart. You're not that funny.
Exactly.
And
You're
none
a
of these
table.
things help my life.
You're a table.
You're a table.
You don't think.
You don't move.
You don't move.
Your ass don't move.
You are a table.
You don't clear your
just there.
table. All right. Verse 13, it said, no, verse 14, it says, a wife who doesn't talk too much is a gift from the Lord. Such restraint is admirable beyond words. And they don't know how to shut up, man. They got to get the last word, tit for tat, and all this other shit, man. But what was the verse that you wanted to get?
I was gonna get verse 16.
Okay.
And 17. Yep.
Okay, Con, you can just go ahead and
All right,
back
I'll
into
just pick up at 15. It says, a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. Now, a continent mind is staying within certain boundaries. All right. See, a woman just like us are supposed to be taught a way of thinking. Okay, and staying within that, like, nah, I'm not supposed to think like that. Nah, I'm not supposed to operate like that. Just like as a man, when you come into the faith and the knowledge, all right, you begin to have a continent mind. I don't eat these certain things. I don't move this certain way. Now, certain thoughts come into your mind. You're checking it. When you look up that word continent, it even says in the Edamon, it says to check oneself. All right, so you got these different emotions and everything like that need to be put in check according to what's written. You know. Even when it comes down to women bugging out about multiple, a man having multiple women. Well, you need to put your mind in check according to what's written, because a man can have multiple women. Plain and simple. What's written. All right. It says, you got the word?
continent, yeah.
Yep.
Self-restraining, temperate.
Right. That's having self-control, self-restraining, right? Because a lot of women, they'll allow their emotions to take them here and there and the third. Look, that's not an excuse. You have to work on these things and get these things in check. If these things aren't being worked on, you're going to find yourself left behind. Or your decision making and your emotions are going to cause you to get left out here in Jacob's trouble, to get ran through. All right?
Yeah.
Or to experience a famine. And that's the reality of it. These things that we're talking about, if these things aren't being worked on, it will lead to you being in a famine by yourself. It will lead to you, even if you got kids with this man, children with this man, to where you're left out there and him and them children, that's his, is going to be straight while you're suffering nuclear destruction,
triple chilling,
while you're suffering whatever calamities that the Lord is going to have poured forth. All right? Because you get separated from that man, it's going to be a wrap.
Where there is no hedge, the possession is spoiled. So the definition also says holding together, and it says to hold back, to check.
Yep. So you got to be able to check yourself, check your emotions, check your thoughts. You know, check your reasoning. Nah, I'm tripping. I shouldn't be thinking like that.
Check your fucking mouth.
Yep, check your mouth. Obviously.
Yeah,
because if you checking your thoughts, then it's certain shit ain't going to come out your mouth. Well, I was just feeling, you feeling some type of way and you're saying these things is going to lead you to being left out there, man.
That's where it started, the thoughts, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to stop you from making dumbass decisions.
And saying dumb shit.
You know what I'm saying? Saying dumb shit.
Because every idle word, that's the thing. You don't realize that what you're saying, because you can sit there and, no, I'm sorry, I apologize. But you still said the shit. All right?
You still did the shit.
And the Lord can have you accountable for it. You still said it. You still did it. Oh, I'm sorry. And you still going to suffer the consequences.
Sorry, he's not going to cut it.
Yeah. It says, verse 16, as the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. Right? So a wife's mind is to order her house according to the standard of that man. All right? What is he? All right, he wants this, he wants that. Okay, we're going to I'm going to set up a system for the children. When you read that Proverbs, the last chapter that the brother began to read, there was a system in place that she had.
She's waking up early. It's still dark. She waking up before the sun.
And she's delighting in doing that.
Yeah.
See, once again, women don't delight in doing these things because you're
fucking lazy bride.
Conflicted with what Esau's taught you. All right? But you'll recognize that you're not even having the fulfillment unless you're doing these things. You know? It's like, bro, being out there in the streets is not where it's at. And women are beginning to realize that now because they're being really left out to the streets on their own. You better off being under the rule of a man and under his order and his protection. Plain and simple. But you got to obey his rules.
Even the woman, she made that song, or I guess they called the City Girls, or she made a song called City Girls or whatever, and was pushing that whole movement. She said, I want my daughter to be a city girl. And she said, I'm retiring from that. I think she got a man now. All right. You know, Beyonce, she pushing all the single ladies while she got a man.
Yeah.
The nigga cheated on her. She's still with him.
Right. What she talking about? She's had the song to the left, everything you own in the box to the left. Right? So it's like, I'll kick this nigga out. That's the vibration she put. Like, I'm going to kick this nigga out and I'm going to move on to another nigga while her man had them multiple women while they were together.
Yeah.
Had a little argument and got right back together.
She ain't go nowhere.
She ain't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? While she telling you bitches to leave your man, she's like, oh, shit. Yeah, he cheated, but shit, I'm right here.
Same with Cardi B. She got that song. She don't cook. She don't clean. Let me tell you how I got this ring, which now the bitch is divorced. But her shorty, her daughter, was coming into the room. She quickly turned the song off. Oh, is that WAP? Oh, okay, it was WAP.
It was that WAP
talking about you bragging about, and you know what? That's just so disgusting. And it's mainly our woman. It says that was the scriptures that she shall be a harlot in the streets. That's Amos 7:17, I believe. And it says that the Lord in the book of Isaiah that the Lord will reveal her secret parts.
Yeah,
it's mainly our woman who's they've been programmed to show their ass constantly.
Right. It's like
every day. This bitch is on social media. She's on the internet every single day. Like she's not even getting paid for it. She's shaking her ass. All right, every single day on the internet, man. That's just filthy. That's just, and they don't even
asset they got is they ass.
And it's hell. It's not worth shit.
And that's the thing. It's like, here it is.
Everybody can see it.
Bring to the table. I don't know one woman that can't bring some box to the table. All right, every woman can bring that to the table. So you're boasting about something that. And then you're boasting about something that everybody else didn't had. So that loses value in itself.
Yeah.
Got all kinds of.
It's like everybody else didn't had this. And it's like, and you trying to, I look at what, it ain't as wet. Like, shut your dirty ass. You know, and no real man wants a woman that no real man wants a woman that's been passed around. You know? I remember even in college, man, if a chick was trying to deal, you know what I'm saying? Trying to deal for real. And I knew one person that she slept with. It didn't matter how much I fucked with the shorty. I'm not finna date you, all right? Because I know somebody that you didn't slept with. I'm straight up. That was just how I was in college.
I can't walk around athletes, with you.
I'm walking around holding hands with your ass, and then my the linebacker, he done hit 3 months ago.
For the free ski.
Yeah, off of 2 margaritas. He done hit, you know, or you making this nigga, he gotta take you out, all right, off a haircut. Off a haircut.
Like, this nigga said a joke and you let him hit, and then you got another nigga coming around.
He getting flowers,
showing her off and shit. That's crazy.
You know, no.
I even be feeling bad for niggas like.
It's like, damn, you wife's that.
You dealing with her like. Y'all about to get a house.
A hoe to a house.
Yeah, like you must not. Y'all must not have talked about her past.
Yeah.
You know, but anywho.
So this is back in the chat.
We didn't even want to go here, you know what I'm saying? Really? I mean, this was one of the topics, but we was gonna flow in the spirit, you know. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. It's the spirit, you know.
Yeah.
And what's confirmed is Apostle Tahar is doing it. Yeah. So let's just continue to, you know.
So this is
edify.
This is the Chat GPT number 3, family and children, ancient Hebrew biblical perspective. All right. So children were seen as blessing, legacy, and security in old age. Women often found identity through motherhood. So that was a part of your identity, the motherhood. So your identity wasn't your college career. That's gonna go into anyways.
Yeah.
Man.
Something I've been saying. The Spirit had me say in the lesson. In the ancient days, you couldn't separate a mother from being a wife. If she was a mother, she was also a wife. In today's society, this bitch is somebody's mother. She's somebody's mom, but she's nobody's wife. Mm-hmm. In the ancient days, that wasn't so, unless you was a widow, right? But otherwise, if you had a baby, you also have a man. You also have a husband. That's a family, all right? In this society, you hardly ever see that nowadays, man. Most of these children is being raised in broken homes. Most of these children is being raised in split households, man. And they try to normalize co-parenting. Oh, we co-parent well. Right. That's some bullshit.
Yep. And shit. And a lot of these women don't know how to be women. They don't know how to be wives or mothers. You know, they got to be taught these things, you know. But
they act like YNs.
Hey, how you doing? Yep.
They act like YNs. They cuss like sailors. The elder Yashawamba was going into that, man. How these women, they got foul mouths, you know, and we ain't know, you know, the, you know, what do they call it? Damn curse police or whatever. Okay, yeah. You know, but a woman shouldn't be speaking like that, like a sailor, a pirate. She speak like a pirate. You know, it's like that's not how a woman should conduct herself or carry herself, but they was never taught that. You know, and even in this, like we're going into that. We're going into how a woman should conduct herself. She shouldn't be out. All right, she shouldn't be out. I was watching the Kevin Samuels video. This broad calling Kevin Samuels. She dropped her 3-year-old daughter off to her 80-year-old grandma, and she's about to go out, and the 3-year-old daughter is recovering from cancer.
That's crazy.
But she's on Kevin Samuels trying to look for a husband, a high value man.
Yeah, these women, they about themselves, man. That's it, man.
That's fucked up.
Selfish. Yeah.
Selfish as fuck.
Bro, she dropped her 3-year-old daughter off to her 80-year-old grandma, and she's been to go to the club. But on Kevin Samuels talking about she want a man, she want a husband. She been working on herself. You talking about going to the club and you dropped off your 3-year-old daughter who's recovering from cancer with an 80-year-old lady. Like, who's watching who? Like, is the 3-year-old watching the 80-year-old? Like, but she didn't even see nothing wrong with that. That's the problem. Like, they don't even know
You
right
needed a
from
man
wrong.
When you were thinking about doing that, you needed a man to come in and be like, "What? Sit your ass the motherfuck down."
You're not finna
and
go
take
nowhere.
care.
What
Like,
you
no, you
talking
need
about?
to. You know, you need a man to come in and tell you to
Clean up.
to say nah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep reading through this real quick.
Yep.
It says, women often found identity through motherhood, household management, and contributing to the clan. Large families were the norm. It says, bearing children fulfills God's blessing.
Yeah, it said large families was the norm. If you read in the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary, it says that Israelite families is not the same as modern day families, and it consisted of, the man having concubines was a part of that, multiple women and having a lot of children. That's how you have a big family. Israel himself, Jacob, all right, whose name was later changed to Israel, he had 4 women, and he had children with all 4 of those women, making the 12 tribes of Israel, whom we spawned from. But go ahead.
Family is the main sphere of influence for a woman. Staying unmarried or childless was unusual and sometimes stigmatized.
A reproach.
Yep. So modern women's mentality, general Western trend. Marriage equals optional companionship chosen for personal fulfillment. All right, this is their mentality, the modern woman. Marriage is an individual choice based on compatibility, shared values, and emotional connection. Many women do not see marriage as necessary for fulfillment. Career independence and self-development may take priority. Marriage is often delayed or replaced by long-term dating or cohabitation. Key assumptions. Marriage should follow personal happiness. Personal goals can take precedence over family expectations. And
Wow.
You see that, a selfish mentality. Their personal goals, well, I wanted to do this with my life. And you even got Steph Curry's wife, she just constantly embarrassing
That
this
fat
nigga.
face
Just
broad.
constantly embarrassing him. Well, I wanted to do this with my life. And, she
career
pretty
woman.
much she regrets being with Steph Curry. All right, so she could just go be a damn
thought.
career and sleep with this person to get more attention from other men, But that's the poison of Esau Edom, because if she actually went and did that, she would come back and regret and say, I miss my husband, I miss my family.
She ruined her family.
She
after
ruined
that,
it. If she actually went and did
of
that,
feelings.
she would go back and realize, like, damn, I just ruined myself, and regret. And that's a lot of women. They end up regretting living that lifestyle that Esau's told them once they actually experience it and be like, damn, I wish I would have either stayed in the situation I was in, all right, or never got involved, It says personal goals can take precedence over family expectations. Women may remain single without cultural stigma, and that's in this society, man. All right, but it wasn't no single. You sitting here 40 years old and you single. All right, like it's just, or you done
On a dating app.
you trying to find love and shit. Like what? Like you're 40 years old, okay? Like that is just crazy, man. All right.
Stella trying to get her groove back.
I got.
Con.
We could wrap up here.
Yeah. I just finished off with a couple precepts, man. But shalom then, brother.
All right, shalom.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 6. It says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. All right, it's not all about pleasure. It's not all about fun, having fun. Girls, what was that song? Girls just want to have fun.
Yeah, learn how to live a boring life. You know what I'm saying?
Especially in Babylon.
In these days, in this time, yeah, learn to have a boring life. Shit, you'll be more safe for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. In the Amplified version, it says, whereas she who lives for pleasure, and these women live for pleasure, they live for fun, they live for the vibes, and self-indulgence, is spiritually dead even while she still lives. A lot of these bitches is alcoholics, man. They be drinking every weekend like a fucking fish. All right, getting drunk every weekend through.
Yeah, I'll drink your ass.
Oh my goodness, man. We was out the other day, man, seeing seen this broad get kicked out. This little small little nigga woman getting kicked out. Screaming, talking about she finna do a lawsuit. Bitch, you need to go home. Go home, drink some water, and never come back outside. Work on yourself. All right.
When the bouncer got to carry your ass out, obviously her ass was probably running
drunk as hell,
doing something. Yeah, probably was on the top of the table twerking or something, running her mouth. You know what I'm saying? And
acting a damn fool, man.
You know, that should have been at home.
Yeah, it says, well, we read it earlier. Yet let the younger women marry, bear children, and guide the house. Be at the crib. We read in Proverbs, who can find a virtuous woman? And then it goes into a virtuous woman. She's all about staying in there. She's a homebody. She's all about bettering the life of her husband and, forwarding, his legacy. Okay. Did you have anything else?
What was it at? Nah, that's cool.
I'll read this then. This is Micah 7:10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her. Shame is going to cover a lot of these women, man. In the book of Isaiah 32, it says, hear my voice, ye careless daughters. All right. All these careless ass women. All right. It says that the vintage shall fail. We're seeing that. We're seeing the beginning stages of that. Just wait till everything's cut the fuck off. Not just some damn food stamps. Everything's going to be cut off. It says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. The water is not going to run. All right. Ain't going to be no 911. It says that it's going to be lawlessness in the book of 2nd Esdras. All right. It says that, let me just grab it. It goes in on how, there's not going to be any law. It says the course of that action shall stand in their power. It's the book of 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras chapter 15. I'll get straight to the point. It says, verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So it's not going to be no order. There's not going to be no law. Okay? There's not going to be no 911. That safety net. It's not going to be no one that you can call. The phone lines is going to be through. There ain't going to be no internet. You're not going to be able to call nobody up to come and save you. No, it's going to be all out judgment. And you're going to have men that's been stalking you. You ain't even realize the nigga been stalking you because your face buried into your phone. But the nigga in the corner, everywhere you at, all right, or stalking you on the internet, looking at the places where you be at, popping up, too scared to say anything. But when it come time, he know where you stay, man. All right, that movie, The Purge, it was Diego. Kick the door in. It's Diego's time tonight. I've been nice to you all this time, and you ain't ever give me no play, and I'm going to take it. And he said, I'm going to take it from you, and I'm going to take it from your daughter. Them type of spirits for vengeance is about to be released, and you women is going to get it, and you not going to be saved, man. Then she that is my enemy, the same shall see it. Shame shall cover her. Okay? It says, shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the street. You're going to be trodden down in the worst way, and ain't nobody going to come and save you. All right, ain't nobody coming with a cape to come and get you, man. Now is the time. He said, hear my voice, ye careless daughters. His voice is crying aloud, spare not. His voice is out there in the streets. Have they not heard? All right, yes, verily, their sound went to all the world. We've been speaking to prophets, been speaking the voice of the Lord, been speaking through his men, through his messengers. All right, but you women refuse to take heed. It says in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, seek the Creator in the days of thy youth before the evil days come. And you say, I have no pleasure in them. Roughly paraphrase. So when all the pleasure is gone, you're going to try to seek the Lord? Nah, you're going to get rejected. All right. And during the time of Isaiah 4:1, in that day shall 7 women cleave unto one man. And they shall say, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. In that time, a lot of women's going to be rejected.
Stiff arm, man. And rightfully so, because you had that time and opportunity to repent, get right, to be humble and subject yourself to a man, but you didn't want to do that.
Get in line.
You wanted to wait till shit. You ain't had no other options.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
But I'll get this real quick. Oh, you still reading?
No, go ahead.
Sirach 25:16. It says, "I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman." All right, and these times, man, hey, these women's gonna be getting stiff arm, man. You know, it ain't no time for all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? A woman trying to just do whatever she want, live however she want. You know, a man of the Lord is not gonna have a shameless woman,
rebellious hoe,
a rebellious whore around them. Man.
Dragon.
They'll get kicked.
Yeah.
And you go, what's that? What Jake said had put in the group. Kick rocks with no toenails or something.
Toenail. Kick rocks with no shoes and socks.
Well, yeah,
that's what I say.
But then it was somebody said kick rocks with no toenails.
With no toenails. Wow. Yeah. That's wild. Hurt, boy. It said, he just read it, man. So this bitch is worse than a lion. This bitch is worse than a dragon. Like, he's saying, I'd rather be with a lion. I'd rather live with a lion than your ass. I'd rather live with a dragon than some wicked broad, man. And that's majority of these women. Who can find a virtuous woman? Showing you what? That she's rare. All right? She's super rare. How much more in these times? That was King Solomon writing it in them times. He said, out of 1,000, I found none that was righteous of women. So how much more in these times when we've been raised in the mother of harlots? You know? So that's it, man. This was going to be an open forum from the jump, but, you know, the Spirit had us mainly focus on this topic. So Lord willing, it was edifying, uplifting, and exhorting. We want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, HaKakwadash. Yahweh is the true, holy, powerful, mighty name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai is the true, holy, powerful, mighty name of His only begotten Son, our Lord and our Savior. HaKakwadash is the Holy Spirit that speaks through us, that allows us to rightly divide the word of truth and teach the word correctly and directly. The Thamashna Kabbalah is a Komishar Shurala, double honest to the elders of Israel, being the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule well. Shalom Wahabla Bachir Shar Shurala, which is peace and love to the elect of Israel. Shalom Achim, brothers, keep on pushing, stay sober, stay diligent, stay faithful, stay prayed up. Salvation draweth nigh, and redemption is near than we believe. Shalom.